Hey, primates, links to the video we react to today are in the description below. Also be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as hit the little bell to be notified whenever we go live or put out new content. It really helps us out. Thank you so much. Enjoy the show. Alright, this is Tommy FG. Is this the next in the... Yeah, it is. Alright, TV shows that fell off. I've been wanting to watch this one for a while. Tommy NFG, like... I'm gonna subscribe after it, you know, because people keep telling me not to subscribe to this video until afterwards, because what if I don't like the video or something? I mean, I still want to subscribe, but sure. My slogan should be, do I like monkeys? What do you mean? Of course, everyone likes monkeys. I refuse to live in a world where people don't like monkeys. All humans are monkeys, therefore you like monkeys. You like at least one monkey, something, so there has to be a monkey you like. At least one.
Year as in 2023.
You better like monkeys, or you're gonna turn on my fury. Alright, don't play with monkey. You love monkey. Always love monkey. Don't you dare ever say you don't like monkey. Okay? Or you're gonna make me mad. Alright, I will bring down the fury of the monk.
I feel like the spark of shows kinda left. Like there wasn't any notable shows that was peaking and everyone was talking about. I mean, except the Idol, if that's your...
The Idol was garbage. That one was hot garbage. Like hot garbage. That one was literally just a movie The Weeknd created to make himself look more sexy, basically.
My friend's a gynecologist. You don't see me sticking my finger in everybody, do you?
Honestly, media ain't been the same since like 2020. We've been on a drought of everything for years. And as this drought goes on, these shows start to fall off worse and worse. So I'm gonna split the categories into actual shows and then anime, because you know I had to put animes in this video. There's too many not to talk about. Warning.
Absolutely. What do you mean? Anime is a show. It deserves to be on this
spoiler
list.
warnings ahead for any of the shows I talk about. And the first show we got is none other than our childhood classic.
What you mean, bro? Latest season is peak. I don't know what you're talking about. This is crazy.
SpongeBob is by far one of the most iconic franchises of all time. The first 3 seasons of SpongeBob are all-time peak. You're not telling me any different. Like, I could go back right now as an adult to watch and laugh at the episodes just as much as I was when I was a kid. Almost every single SpongeBob meme you see online specifically comes from the first 3 seasons. And the SpongeBob movie is perfection. They somehow adapted
let's be honest. The freaking Patrick falling down with his pants around his knees is still one of the favorite memes of all time.
There's no other shows that's touching the calibers of this. Most people would think, why the fuck would they even buy the game?
I'm still seeing people putting out videos today of SpongeBob going, because you're stupid.
But after season 3, it was pretty much downhill from there. There could be good episodes here and there, but I'm really scrolling right now looking at these episodes past season 3, and I'm not recognizing jack. It's like they started making the episodes worse on purpose. Like, did any of y'all know that Anthony Davis was in a SpongeBob episode in 2020? This should be balling on the court with LeBron. What you doing, dog? Even the movies too. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really watch the 3rd SpongeBob Out of Water movie. And I guarantee some of y'all didn't even know these movies existed. But I can tell you, both of these movies are simply not touching the first SpongeBob movie. Nowadays, they rely on posting on their YouTube channel, which is just spam with random uploads of things every day. Counting every time someone says plankton, 45-minute video. Every instrument ever in Bikini Bottom, 56-minute video. Every time anyone cooked a Krabby Patty, 2 hours.
Okay, but tell me why this is like actual YouTube like content though. Like this feels right at home on YouTube actually though.
Video. Like, they're taking the child YouTuber around uploading long-ass videos so kids won't click off. The sad thing too about all this was that SpongeBob was never supposed to air this long in the first place. Steven Hillenburg wanted SpongeBob to end after the first movie, which would have been perfect. But the people at Nickelodeon gathered together and said, yeah, we're not ending this. And he ended up leaving as the main writer, which directly correlates to SpongeBob's downfall. He even said he didn't want spin-offs, and specifically ones where they aged down the characters because, well...
And then they brought the SpongeBob freaking camp one, huh?
That always goes great.
Look at the top of his head!
The frick?
And what did Nickelodeon do to honor his
regular show? Oh, wait, that's not regular show. That's freaking Close Enough, isn't it? Yeah, it's Close Enough.
He died? The exact thing he didn't want them to. Like, did any one of y'all even know these spin-offs exist?
I knew about them. I avoided them.
It's my first time even knowing Patrick had a spinoff. I refuse to watch it specifically because that ugly ass baby's holding in his hand. I don't even want to know what type of character that is. Is that supposed to be his little sister? The next show we got is 13 Reasons Why. The fact that this show even exists is kind of hilarious because it's the concept of a girl in a high school ending her life and leaving out 13 tapes for people to trace the clues why she did it, like Scooby-Doo. The peak of its hype was like the first season and second season, I think. And I won't lie, I was pretty invested at first, especially for the first season, because one by one were they introducing a new character and giving a backstory.
P.S. In the book, it was a lot better. The 13 Reasons Why was literally just 13 different people that did something to her life that caused her to commit the S word. And they should have ended after season 1. Season 2, season 3, everything else after, they find all 13 tapes, complete garbage. None of it was in the book. They made all that up, and I hate it.
But I think the
read the book
that
instead.
Really
the show sucks.
Was there's too
Maybe
many
watch
seasons.
season 1 and
like
then
this
read the
show
book.
could have easily been one season with 13 episodes for every tape, but it goes on for 4 seasons. Like, how much do you have to talk?
There's a 4th one? I thought it was 3. Freaking 8.
About the bitch is already dead.
Just watch the first season, like just until they find the 13 tapes and end it. Stop. Like there is no more story. You could tell that they didn't that they ran out of book.
Half the characters in the show never look like high schoolers either. Like, you're gonna sit here and tell me any of these characters look like high schoolers? This man is almost the
looks like he's in his 40s.
A hallway roof. Get his ass on the court. And all the shit that was going on in this high school was anything but high schooler activity. I'll never forget when Tyler got that whole broom shoved up his ass.
Bro looks like he's in his 30s, let's be honest.
Honestly, after that is when I wanted to stop watching. And for y'all that have never seen it, take one advice from this video and
do not search up that scene.
The show was also hella controversial because it depicted a teenage girl unaliving herself. And since most teenagers are stupid and influenced by dumb shit, you can guess who would get influenced by this. It's so bad that you can't even search up 13
You said it felt like Twilight? I can agree with that.
Reasons Why on TikTok. It's banned. Do it. Try it right now. I guarantee it's not gonna let you search it up. And on
it did feel like Twilight. If you didn't know, like you could tell they didn't know where the heck they were going with it.
Honestly, after maturing ever since watching this,
look, it's a picture of baby me.
Was the villain the whole time. She should have just died in peace instead of making a whole treasure hunt. So many lives ended up being taken in the process to find out why she did it. Big spoiler warning. The only person who really...
It wasn't even really a treasure hunt in the other one. It was literally like... It was literally like she delivered, or she had one person deliver each tape to each of the 13 people that, like, caused her to unalive herself. It wasn't a freaking Easter egg hunt.
Deserved to die was Bryce. F that we get sturdy on his brain. And the dumbest scene in the show was when one of the reasons
Bryce is garbage. He
was because someone in the class wrote she had the best ass. She ain't have no ass, by the way. The actress is in her 20s. I can say that, okay? Next is Family Guy. At a certain point, Family Guy was one of the all-time goats for shows in general.
Look, Family Guy is just a victim of ran out of jokes, so just keep repeating the same jokes over and over again. And when they ran out of jokes, they basically just did the same thing that most comedies do, which is they start to go into weird incest jokes, they start to go into weird gore, weird, like, gross-out humor.
Everyone would be fiending and waiting for the next season to drop when another one ended. But slowly over time, it just started to hit less and less. Even when you search up Family Guy best moments, there's always going to be jokes and cutaways from the older seasons. I stopped actively watching when they reached the mid to late teens of seasons. But why the f is there 22 seasons of Family Guy? Am I the only one surprised by that? There's only so much that happens.
Because Fox sucks and they don't know what the frick to do after they've run out of freaking, like... They refuse to get any other show.
Happens in Quahog for that to even be a thing. And the main
any show that they do put out is literally just a Family Guy American Dad clone.
I used to love from Family
like
Guy
the bear
was
one, the
Stewie
Ranger
and Brian episodes. Bro, when Stewie and Brian got together to do something in an episode, you knew it was gonna be a classic. I feel like if they made one of these episodes each season, it could be a thing to keep people invested. Even Seth MacFarlane doesn't believe in Family Guy anymore. He hasn't written for the show since 2005, which is surprising to me because when everyone thinks of Family Guy, they think of him. But Family Guy did.
Yeah, but he has nothing to do with it anymore.
Managed to stay good for a while after he left, and nowadays it's in the dustbin. If you sit here and tell me season 22 of Family Guy is good, I'm simply not listening to you. I feel like more of the younger generation is watching South Park because South Park is always up to date. Like, they made a whole episode joking about Prime. Keep in mind, Trey Parker and Matt Stone are in their 50s. If I ask my parents, do they even—
Wow, that is wild to me. I didn't even realize they were in their 50s at this point. Freaking hey, dude. Those guys are, like, hilarious.
They're gonna look at me
I'm hoping someday I can go watch the Book of Mormon.
Like I just made those names up on the spot. And I can't take it serious anymore because of those dumb TikTok clips that are always playing. Even when you search up Family Guy funny moments on YouTube, there's like a gazillion channels reposting clips from the show. If I owned a show and people were posting full episodes of it on YouTube, I'm throwing copyright strikes left and right. But I think Seth MacFarlane does not give a about the show anymore and lets people do whatever they want with it. Next is Fairly
I mean, he should do at least what freaking SpongeBob is doing and like start making their own compilations and stuff. I think that would help. I already know what he's gonna say. Fairly Odd Parents should have stopped before Baby Poof. Because now they got Baby Poof, they got a fairy dog, they have the other lady with the blonde hair that also has to share the fairies with Timmy Turner. Like, they just kept adding and adding and adding characters.
Category SpongeBob of all-time cartoon goats. The show could have went on potentially for millenniums because all that needed to happen was Timmy making a wish, him fucking up the wish, and having to later fix it on by himself. Oh my god, the show had some of the best cartoon episode specials ever. The Channel Chasers episode, the Jimmy Timmy Power Tower episode,
that was
the
freaking
Abracatastrophe
awesome.
episode. And they all brought original concepts to the show's power system as well. But there's three main factors we can contribute to its downfall.
That's all three of the characters I mentioned.
Introduced in season 6 of Fairly Odd Parents, which was around halfway through the show, and a lot of people was not f***ing with that lore. I used to think Poof was cool, and I kind of liked him, so I don't.
The thing is, they never actually used him for anything. He literally would just be in the background. Yeah, whenever they actually used him for something funny, maybe it would be cool, but they never used him for anything funny. Poof just like showed up in the back, was like, Poof! And then that was it, that was all he did, and then he sort of hung out in the background.
No. But this next person was definitely more to blame. Sparky. If people thought there was no point in adding Poof to the show, Sparky was gonna make them even more mad. Sparky was a magical dog and became Timmy's first pet in season 9. He was honestly just useless to the show and didn't really add anything. Like, he would come in here and there for a gag, but no one really gave a f***. He kind of ruined the dynamic between Timmy.
They didn't even use him well. Like, they didn't even care. Like, they gave up on him so quickly.
Cosmo and Wanda. Because at least with Poof was a baby. He wasn't really doing nothing. And out of all things to add to a show, you add a talking dog, bro. I've seen that like a million times already. But this next person was actually what got the entire
great freaking show, dude.
Chloe. You know, I gotta clap it up for Nickelodeon for ruining their legacy so quickly. Chloe was easily the most conniving little annoying creature ever added to any cartoon. Chloe was added in season 10 of Fairly Odd Parents. And she was added because there was a
she was literally the definition of a Mary Sue. She could do anything and everything. She was popular. Everyone liked her. Like, she didn't need fairies at all. Honestly,
of fairies in the fairy world, so she had to share fairies.
She was constantly
Timmy.
happy.
Which, by the way, I feel like this killed off the appeal of even having fairy godparents. Because when I was a kid, I damn near wanted my own fairy godparents. It felt unique and special to be that kid picked by the fairy gods to have one. So sharing ruins the appeal of it, and this ruined the appeal for me. She would start breaking down at random times for no reason, being the most annoying nuisance in the entire town of Dimsdale. I wouldn't even be surprised if some of y'all don't even know who Chloe is. That's how bad of a character she made the show. But let me just give this time to commemorate my favorite characters after its unfortunate ending. Cosmo, Chester, Jorgen von Strangle, Chip Skylark, and of
Vicky!
course...
Oh.
The nigga-chin!
Now let's move on to our kawaii.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to nobody here. Vicky was, I was down bad for Vicky.
Woo anime category. I've been vibrating vigorously to do this. And the first anime we gotta talk about is Tokyo Revengers. At a certain point, Tokyo...
I've not seen it. It's on the list. It's on the list. I'm gonna watch it.
Hyped up to be the new big 3. And me and my friends was highly interested in it at first. Like, the character designs is still cold. I don't know who's letting these middle schoolers get tattoos like this, but they fire. And by the way, how are
These are supposed to be middle schoolers?
Characters supposed to be middle schoolers. Like, Draken is supposed to be 15 in the show. This man puts the beats on people like a 20-year jujutsu master. I think the main reason it fell off is because after all the hype from season 1, they took 2 years for the next season. And the anime industry is toxic, okay? If you're not working slave hours like Mappa delivering new seasons every year, your is bound to fail. And the animation was just not it sometimes. I don't know when this happened, but apparently the new season also aired on Disney Plus. This explains its failure. Anything Disney grabs its greedy little hands gets squeezed to death, so I'm not surprised. Like, you're supposed to be streaming people's favorite childhood movies, not our animes. If Disney acquires any more animes, we gotta go on strike like those writers did. Honestly though, with Tokyo Revengers, I've never had an anime I watched where I was interested more in the side characters than the main character. This man Takamichi was a flashback to anyone who came in his way. Mikey should have been the main character the whole time. Next is Seven Deadly Sins. Ooh, I know some of y'all haven't heard this name.
Yo, I don't care what you say. Escanor was the only reason for to watch that anime, and he was cool until the end. I don't care.
Yonders. I probably woke up someone in a coma from just uttering the name. The first season literally came out in 2015, almost 10 years ago. And it's sad to know that it's known by anything but 7 Deadly Sins, 7 Deadly Frames, 7 Deadly Paid Animators, 7 Deadly Slideshows. But if you watched this anime when it first came out, you would know how hyped people were. There was a certain point where the show actually had good animation, and people were getting Netflix subscriptions out of all things just to watch it. It could have easily been top 10 anime of all time. I remember when they were first introducing each sin, and I thought it was so cold how they were all different. Meliodas and Bond's relationship was real homie ties. That man Bond was a weirdo though. He was dating an entire child.
Yeah, he was dating a child. Bond's a weirdo. Bond's weird. He's nasty.
Correction. An 1,000-year-old fairy spirit.
Yo, for real though. With Merlin? Freaking A.
Why do animes do this? And now they don't even animate it anymore. It's full on CGI. I've never seen an anime fall off
I didn't even know there was a CGI version now.
So bad, they just say F it, we're not even gonna draw. Next is Boruto. Boruto was always bound to fail because
I gotta be honest though, Boruto, people have been saying Boruto's a failure since season 1, so I don't freaking know.
The show is 70% filler. Can you imagine watching any show and 70% of the story doesn't even matter to the plot? Like, man, I got things to do with my time. I got money to make. But there was a certain point a couple of years ago that was keeping the Boruto hype alive. The time skip. All the Boruto fanboys was swearing to everyone that once this hits animation, it's gonna be on levels of Naruto Shippuden. And Naruto became mainstream because of the time skip, so I had a lot to live up to. The Boruto time skip did end up happening last year, and yeah, ain't no one talking about it. All that hype flip-flopped in the air just to put out nothing. They even canceled the
Really? I heard so many people talking about the time skip and hyping up Sonata.
Anime last year. I mean, not like anyone was actively watching it anyways. It was out here competing with 7 Deadly Sins for worst animation of all time. They had my man Naruto looking like Tyler the Creator's mugshot. We should have really gave up on Boruto when Kishimoto, aka the original creator of Naruto, didn't even want to write on Boruto. Like, there was no point for this little and his annoying crew to be making a whole new story. And the very last thing we've
Again, they just wanted to make another Naruto that would go on for like 1 million episodes. It's like that you can't like it's people get bored, bro. Just write a good story.
My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia.
I don't care. I'm gonna stand My Hero Academia for life.
When it was first dropping was legit being compared to Naruto. Now, as disrespectful as that sounds, My Hero Academia has 85 million total sales, and for something new, that's insane. You had celebrities like Megan Thee Stallion cosplaying characters from it. Oh my god.
I love Miracle, bro. I love Miracle. This is I need to save certain wallpapers now.
Tori's name. Keep that thug locked up. Ignoring the stench of the average My Hero fans, everyone was hyped for every new season dropping. But that was the exact problem. The fans. I think the fans single-handedly turned away any potential watchers to it. I had my friend.
You are correct. The fandom went nuts with it. They went real nuts with it.
Friends come up to me who never watched anime and would show me some cringe My Hero fan compilation from TikTok. These organisms had to be grown in a lab, like Petri dish creations type. And the fans was out here sending death threats to the creator for not making Deku and Bakugo gay. I know that man is disappointed in the type of fans he's attracted. I personally think the hype died down because this goddamn series is going on for way too long. It should have been ended while people were still interested, but the entire manga is still going. I'm not even saying it's bad. Heck, I was reading it for a while. It felt like the story was getting too complex to the point you don't even know what's happening. Like, bro, I just looked at the latest manga chapter and there's an entire volcano sprung from the ground. Who the even has the ability to do this? I remember when people had powers like fire and ice. Keep in mind, they have to adapt all this into seasons of the show, so we're in for like 5 or 6 more seasons that are unneeded. So yeah, that.
Yeah, no, the powers get pretty wild, but you have to understand, the person who had the most wild of all powers was typically All for One, because he methodically, like, the earlier powers, basically the powers of the first generation that got powers of My Hero, are the weakest powers, and as the new generations come out, their powers are more strong. So now the next generation that like Deku and all them have to train, their powers, even though they're like in elementary school and stuff, are already almost on the same freaking power level as some of the heroes from the show currently. You get me? So they do explain that, but you also have to remember that on top of all of that, All For One was like meticulously going out and stealing all the best powers as well.
That about wraps everything
The
up.
strongest,
If your show
most
is on
absurd
here, You
powers.
can go ahead and cope in the comments section, because that just boosted into the algorithm. I need my hate pushed out to the masses. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually.
Great video,
and until
dude.
next time,
Great video.
I'm out.
I'm gonna subscribe. Hopefully you drop some more great content, my dude. Absolutely amazing. Please go like, comment, and subscribe to his video. He absolutely deserves it. What an absolutely fantastic video, my dudes. Love it, love it, love it.
Battlefield 2042.
Okay, this one's just for chaos. This one is just for chaos. What was that? Hold on.
So in
You
the
said, I'm surprised you didn't say DBZ Super. I can say Super is bad. I think it's hyped because of the transformations. I feel like DBZ is going to be running into the same issues as Naruto, as SpongeBob, as My Hero, or not even My Hero. Honestly, in a little bit of no, not My Hero. It's gonna run into the same problems as Tokyo Revengers, because the story is not being consistent. The story is like freaking everywhere. I'm lost as all get out. I can't pick up on the latest season and suddenly be okay and figure out what's going on. I'm confused as all get out. You get me? There's way too much history there. You don't know nothing about Piccolo. You don't know nothing about Vegeta and Bulma. Like, you don't know nothing. I don't know any of that ish. Like, I can barely understand freaking like, I didn't even realize until I went all the way back and like read and saw Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball. I didn't even understand who the frick Chi-Chi was until I went all the way back then and saw that. Like, come on, dude. But that being said, just like One Piece, Dragon Ball is definitely one of those animes, and I feel like I think it is good. But you gotta start from scratch. It's a commitment to watch that whole thing, and I hopefully will someday. I might even do that on stream. We'll see. Thank you so much, Primates, for watching this all the way to the end. Also, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as hit the little bell for a rainbow explosion that will go ahead and notify you every single time we go live or put out new content. Thank you so much. Goodbye, and thanks for swinging by.